Visit our YouTube channel at Max TV. Click on the subscribe button and be the first to get notifications on our uploads.
Back. It's inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region. Immediate past governor of Bayelsa State, Honorable Henry Seriake-Dickson, on the 14th of February 2020, handed over to his successor in office, Senator Doye Diri. This report, correspondent Tekena Miofuri takes a look at the political achievements and shortcomings of Honorable Dickson while he was in office as governor of Bayelsa State.
Former Governor Henry Seriake-Dickson goes down in history as the first chief executive of Bayelsa State to have served out 8 years of 2 terms in office since the dawn of democratic governance in 1999. It is also on record that he is the first to have successfully handed over power to an anointed successor throughout the political history of Bayelsa State. It goes without saying that for as long as the status quo remains, the former governor of Bayelsa State will continue to loom large in the political affairs of the state. Until his rise to a position of political prominence, Honorable Seriake-Dickson, a native of Tororua in Sagbama local government area, was a police officer who later took to law practice. After serving as Attorney General of Bayelsa State under the administration of the then Governor Goodluck Jonathan, Dickson was in April 2007 elected to represent Sagbama Ekirimo Federal Constituency in the National Assembly. He was in April 2011 re-elected into office but chose to join the Bayelsa governorship race. After securing a landslide victory in the November 2011 governorship election, in which he secured an estimated 90% of the people's votes, Honorable Dickson was on February 14, 2012, inaugurated as the 4th democratically elected governor of Bayelsa State. After the All Progressives Congress (APC) took over the reins of power at the center in 2015, Dickson's re-election was seriously threatened by what he constantly referred to as the federal might. After a keenly contested governorship election that year, he managed to snatch victory from the jaws of imminent defeat. For the Ofrumapepe of Bayelsa politics, it was an uncommon feat which he continued to celebrate throughout his tenancy of Creek Heaven. While in power, former Governor Dickson took certain actions, the outcome of which will definitely go down in history as his legacy. As governor, the articulate and outspoken politician had made conscious efforts to promote Ijaw unity, even as he fully embraced the Niger Delta struggle against perceived marginalization. In March 2019, Dickson set up the Bayelsa Environmental Audit Panel led by Dr. John Sentamu, the Archbishop of York. The panel, comprising professionals of international repute, was mandated to determine the extent of hydrocarbon pollutions attendant on decades of crude oil and gas production in Bayelsa State and recommend possible actions to be taken to get perpetrators of environmental injustice accountable for their action. By November 2019, when the Environmental Audit Panel submitted its preliminary report to former Governor Dickson, he did not fail to take sides with its people. As chairman of the South-South Governors Forum, former Governor Dickson was able to galvanize other governors in the region to fight for full payment of 13% derivation funds accruable to Nigeria's oil-producing states, in accordance with Section 162 of the 1999 Constitution as amended. In October 2018, the Supreme Court of Nigeria found merit in the Dickson-inspired legal action when it ordered the federal government to adjust its oil proceeds formula to comply with provisions of the Constitution. Judging from his antecedents, the outgone governor of Bayelsa State is the right candidate to take over the leadership mantle from a retiring Edwin Clark as the most respected voice in the Niger Delta. Like every mortal being, Dickson demonstrated some shortcomings in exercising political power while he called the shots as governor of Bayelsa State. Without conferring with other party chieftains to arrive at the choice of a popular governorship ticket for the People's Democratic Party in the November 16, 2019 governorship election, Dickson single-handedly picked Senators Doye and Lawrence Erujakpo as governorship and deputy governorship candidates of the party. At the time, the calculation of the outgoing governor was to inherit the Bayelsa Central senatorial seat, which would have become vacant with Senator Erujakpo's election as deputy governor. The outcome of Dickson's unilateral decision had proved to be disastrous for the PDP in the November 16, 2019 governorship election. Candidate of the APC, Mr. David Lyon, became the choice of Bayelsans, including Dickson's estranged political allies. After securing a landslide victory at the polls, Mr. David Lyon was declared winner of the governorship contest by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. By a stroke of luck, however, Dickson became the major beneficiary of the February 13, 2020 judgment of the Supreme Court, which nullified David Lyon's election on grounds that his running mate, Biobaramakuma Degi Eremienyo, provided false information about his educational qualifications. But for the Supreme Court judgment, the PDP would have relinquished power to an opposition party for the first time in history under Dickson's governorship of Bayelsa State. While Dickson may have vacated Creek Heaven with a sense of accomplishment, having successfully installed a candidate of his choice, there are some lessons to be learnt from his actions and inactions as governor of Bayelsa State. Perhaps the greatest lesson is that Dickson probably needs to face the reality that true leaders must necessarily subsume their personal interests under the people's collective will. With the deep wells of resources dwelling inside of him, it is not in doubt that the man still has a lot to offer in political leadership. The truth, however, remains that the former governor of Bayelsa State needs to take a retrospective look at the political drama that played out in the twilight days of his administration. For him, this course of action has become expedient, as it will enable him use the benefit of hindsight as foresight in his future endeavors.
Inside the Niger Delta.